I would like to kick off this post sentencing hearing on a bit of a fun note. I want to do a quick recap of Marvel's upcoming Phase 5 slot because I am quite comprehensive of the idea that my listeners who are tuning in to the Cinema Courtroom podcast here today are quite intelligent and can easily look up Marvel's upcoming Phase 5 movies. But, you know, I still want to do a rundown of the phase anyway, because I might have one or two thoughts to share for every single MCU installment. So keep on listening to that. First up on Marvel's Phase 5 is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which releases on February 17th, 2023. I am really excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp's Quantumania. The story of Ant-Man, to begin with, is worth sticking around. Quantumania might just be the biggest Ant-Man movie yet, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is not a statement that should be bandied about lightly. The next thing on Marvel's radar on May 5th, 2023 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, directed by the great James Gunn. I can't count how many times I've rewatched the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2. The playlist jams are always fun to re-listen to as well on, Spotify, and it's the only time you don't feel like a boomer when you're listening to Rupert Holmes. So, thank you, Guardians, for, deflecting the boomer shit off me. We have The Marvels, which comes out on July 28th, 2023. I'm not gonna lie to you, the first Captain Marvel is the worst MCU movie by far. I don't like it. I didn't appreciate Brie Larson's acting, nor was I a big fan of the character because she happens to be too overpowered because of an Infinity Stone. Like seriously? However, after viewing Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, all 6 episodes, and the fact that they confirmed Kamala Khan as a mutant, the first time they dropped, the term mutation in the MCU, publicly, I feel like I must see this movie now. Because while Miss Marvel's wasn't that good either, it was still packed with some nice moments. So the fact that Kamala Khan is going to appear in the Marvels, and since Kamala Khan is not that bad as a character, in fact, I quite like her, I'll still go and watch the Marvels on opening night. But let's just say that I still have mixed feelings for it when it comes to, how much I like Captain Marvel in general. I'm quite, I'm getting used to her, because if you sticked around for the credit scene in Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings, you saw a bit more of Captain Marvel's personality and her dynamic with the Avengers. So it's getting to a point where I think Captain Marvel should stay in the MCU because they brought her in that far. But at the same time, I don't know if she was necessary to be brought in before Avengers Endgame. And I think that might have affected my perceptions of the character in a way. So I still hope that the Marvels resonate with me, nonetheless. Don't get me wrong. The whole Miss Marvel being a mutant, and even Captain Marvel just getting more development as a character. I think that would be fun to see. We have Captain America New World Order, which comes out on May 3rd, 2024. I am a big fan of Captain America, including the new one, Sam Wilson. However, the fact that an Israeli superhero with the name Sabra showing up on it doesn't sit well with me at all. guys, I don't want to get political on this show, so I'm actually not going to, because I think that being disgusted at an actual genocide cannot be minimized to quote unquote political commentary. Like, it's immoral, and I think it's in definite poor taste to name someone in a category other than a villain the name Sabra. Like, I don't get why Marvel, or even Disney, felt the need to adapt this specific character from the comics. Like, fine, okay, the comics are the comics and the movies are the movies. So why are they overly obsessed with just bringing in, like, if you wanted to bring in a mutant, like, since Sabra is a mutant in the comics, and apparently is going to be in the MCU, well, you got Namor, you got Miss Marvel, and in fact, you got more mutants, such as Blade, the vampire, coming up next as well. Like, if I were to put this questionable element about Captain America New World Order aside, I am hearing that New World Order is going to be a paranoid thriller, a genre that I'm actually very much into. And it will also be very intriguing to watch how the new Captain America character is going to withstand deadly threats with the absence of a superpowered serum. So, I mean, overall, I'll probably still watch Captain America 4. But let me just tell you that if you actually do some research about Marvel's Sabra and her ties with the IDF, you'll get why having her in the MCU isn't the right move from a PR standpoint, and it's kind of irrelevant from the way I see it. Like, maybe she ends up being relevant in the movie, but so far, there's no reason to justify her into the MCU. Next thing is Thunderbolts, which comes out on July 26th, 2024. I'm going to be pretty honest with you guys right here and now. I wasn't sure whether to be hyped for Thunderbolts, other than Harrison Ford playing Thunderbolt Ross, also known as the Red Hulk in the comics, until I watched Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Oh, and just a shameless plug. Well, technically it isn't, because this is my show, so cry me a river. But I did a full review where I explored Wakanda Forever in depth. You can find it in the last episode of the Cinema Courtroom show. I encourage you to just give it a listen, because I'm actually trying to minimize spoilers here, considering that it's only the second week that it came out. That being said, and I'm warning you now, I'm about to share something that wasn't in the Wakanda Forever promotional trailers or disclosed as public knowledge. In fact, it was quite a surprising appearance. So anyway, Valentina is now waging a war against Wakanda. At first I was like, oh, okay, Wakanda has another threat. That's going to be interesting for Black Panther 3 maybe, or maybe a Namor solo movie. Who knows? Until I just remembered, holy shit, Bucky is going to be in Thunderbolts. And who has a bigger relationship with the Wakandans other than Bucky? You get where this is going? Because now I'm very hyped with Thunderbolts because of the potential conflict that is going to occur. Like, not to mention that Bucky is a morally complex character. We even have Yelena, who is going to be in the Thunderbolts. And to those of you who watched Hawkeye on the Disney Plus streaming platform, which I thought was decent enough, like, it'd be interesting to see how Yelena responds to the idea of Val providing her with a false lead to make her kill Hawkeye. I mean, even though it wasn't technically Val, it was Kate Bishop's mother who ordered the hit. So, I mean, there's that. The last movie for Marvel's Phase 5 is none other than Blade, releasing in theaters on September 6th, 2024, for all that we know. Because, for one, I am still a bit salty that Blade hasn't been given a mature rating. Because when it comes to Blade, who is a half mortal vampire, a PG 18 rating should pretty much be a given. Like, Blade should be rated R. But who knows? Maybe it'll actually end up being good. But on top of why I think Blade should be rated R, things aren't going well with the movie's production process. Like, for a matter of fact, I don't even know if it's gonna stay in the Phase 5 lineup of films because production is halted at the time of this recording, that is. So, I mean, who knows if everything with Blade, when it comes to making the movie and then releasing it, is going to work out to begin with. Apparently, Mahershala Ali, he's getting quite frustrated at the production crew over at Marvel Studios. So, who knows? Anyways, now that I just talked about Ant-Man Quantumania, Guardians 3, The Marvels, Captain America New World Order, Thunderbolts, and Blade, I only ask one priceless thing from you. I'm not asking where you live or your credit card information, although maybe if you give me it, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm asking for your valuable insights for any of the upcoming MCU installments for Phase 5. Because it's worth more to me than your credit card information and your gold and your yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Because another thing, Phase 4 ended just now with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but the road that lies ahead is both promising and uncertain when it comes to the MCU. Whatever your thoughts are about Marvel's Phase 5, jot them down in the comment section below, or alternatively, you can shoot it straight to our Twitter inbox at Cinema Courtroom.